What's going on, people? I know it's been a while, but welcome to the TiCXP podcast episode 10. As you guys know, this is a debate podcast where we go back and forth, but it's all for the love of gaming. I know before I do the intro, I know people were hit us up on Twitter, and they were, I guess, mad about the premise of the show, but they actually watched the show. They would see that everyone in the show was actually really cool. We're all friends. We all talk outside this podcast. So never take anything in this podcast as to say, oh, they're just fanboying, they're fighting for no reason. We're not fighting. We are debating. We're having conversations with each other, and that is the premise of the show. So if you don't like people, having a difference of opinion, this is not the show for you to watch. So I'm gonna start with these introductions. I'm gonna start off with my co-host, my light-skinned brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
And we still trying to find her to this day. What's going on, YouTube? What's up? This is Nickodemus, the king of indies himself. And I just want to know something. Why we got one dislike already? What's going on in here? I don't understand this. I don't understand the hate out here, man.
Sometimes
we ain't even started talking yet. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining. All that good stuff. Looking to have a good show.
Ignore the hate. Just ignore the hate.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Then we got another PlayStation representative, Mr. Liz. I hope you're safe out there. How you doing?
Oh yeah, man. What's going on, everybody out there? What's going on? I'm fine. I'm in South Carolina, and we had like a little joint with some tornado warnings and advisories. So my power been going in and out, but hopefully I'm good. Yeah, man, thanks for everybody for coming through. PlayStation Nation shall be televised today. All y'all haters, continue to hate. I'm just playing. How's everybody doing today, man?
I'm good.
All right. Then we got my right hand one man, Miss 2v1 herself. Mamacita.
All right. Hey everybody, this is Mamacita, and yeah, this show we debate, and we make the argument from the Xbox PlayStation side. But the way we do it in a manner in which we hear everybody's opinion, we respect everybody's opinions, and at the end of the day, we are all gamers, and we're all going to play the games that we love regardless of the system, and I think that's how it should be. And
yeah,
I'm
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And we got Mr. PlayStation Nation himself. You guys know this man. I had him on the show. I had him on my channel plenty of times. You guys have seen the debates. We got Jay Barry.
Yo, what's good, man? I appreciate the intro, man. I felt special. But now, man, it is good to be on here. The topics look very interesting, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Show how it's done on the TiCXP podcast.
you gotta wait for them pauses, bro. You gotta let them go.
Oh yeah, I set people up.
Yep.
Thank Lord he does not have the control over the music. We would be hearing World of Final Fantasy right about now.
No, we don't want to do that. Then we got you guys see the emblem. We have another special guest with us today. This man, if you don't know him on YouTube and something's wrong with you, we got the
Hey
guys.
Red Dragon.
Glad to be here.
All right.
Short and sweet. I love it. All right, so let's hit straight to time. I know normally we like to go around the bing and talk about what games we playing, but we actually got a good slew of topics. I know last time we did a show, it's been a while. We apologize. We actually hit all the topics, so we're gonna start it off right. We just recently finished the big Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on, and it was some consoles being sold. I've been seeing reports that there was an Xbox sold on eBay like every 15 seconds, and PS4 selling like 2 million consoles over the weekend. So it's been a lot of stuff going around, but I want to know what you guys think about the console sales happening over Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and which console do you think got the better end of the deal? Because reports I'm hearing saying that the Xbox took Black Friday, but PlayStation took Cyber Monday. So I want to start with the guest. Jay Barry, what you think, brother?
I think that Black Friday is always just a good day, or that weekend in general. That week in general is always good for gaming. That's when a lot of deals happen. Consoles is on sale, where they these retailers is giving a lot of deals to give a lot of people an incentive to buy these consoles. But yeah, I saw the reports and all that stuff about Xbox and PlayStation. In general, I just think is overall a good thing, for both consoles, that they're selling well within this month. That people are still interested in gaming. Where you remember a couple of years ago, they're like, "Oh, gaming, the consoles might be dying," But every month is something that's proving it wrong. Those statements wrong. So hey, it is what it is, man. But you gotta look at the overall month, though. You already know what's going down. In about in a week and a half, we will find out who reigns
NPD
supreme.
day in a week and a half. You know the exact date?
Oh yeah, yo, I that's one of my hobbies, to look at sales. It's not just with consoles. People always say, "Oh, Jamar, you just cover on console sales." Nah, I look at sales in a lot of aspects. I just like tinkering with numbers and look at stuff.
See, that's just the accountant in you. That's
I'm about to say that makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
So, Barry, you don't think Black Friday for Xbox or Cyber Monday for PS4 gave either one the edge for the month?
No, because that same article. Well, PlayStation, we know PlayStation got the edge because they had the newer console, the Pro. That's going to give a boost to PlayStation. But that same article was saying that PlayStation overall from November 1st to the 28th was the best-selling console. Yeah, Xbox, they said that to the Black Friday, PlayStation to the Cyber Monday. So it's good for both, but I think PlayStation out-edged Xbox for this month.
On your channel, you give up particular things. You got any insight or thoughts about?
You cutting out?
Cyber Monday.
I can't hear you.
Cutting out things.
Cutting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cutting out.
What about now?
Oh, you good now? You good?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So, yeah, I was asking Dragon because I know Dragon gives a lot of insight on his channel. He really goes into detail. I wanted to get his thoughts.
Went out again.
Yeah, kind of lost you, but
Go ahead,
as far as my thoughts on it, yeah, I'll just run with what I think you were going to ask. I mean, you had both great sales on the Xbox One S and the PS4. Oh, God.
Oh man,
He's at it again.
He's still going.
Oh, he said Nick take over.
Yeah, Nick.
All right, go ahead, Red Dragon, bro.
I mean, so you have both of them down to $212. You had the PS4 Slim and the Xbox One S, which I thought were great deals. I don't know why the hell the $12 had to be thrown on there. Why not just throw it $200?
$200.
Yeah, it seems like that would have made a few more maybe, but I honestly think that PS4 has to win this month. I think it would kind of be embarrassing if it doesn't, because they did have a brand new console that released. And they also had new hardware with the PSVR as well. So you had two new products from Sony. So I think it'd be kind of embarrassing if they don't pull off November, but I think they will. Like you said, it's quoting that one article where we do have some sales reference. Seems like PlayStation did have a lead as far as that goes. So I don't know, but as far as, getting a good sell, there was plenty of opportunity. Even with the PS4 Pro, they marked it down, I think, like $70 at one point on Amazon. So it was down like $330 something. So definitely a good time to buy.
So who do you think gonna win?
I think Sony will pull out in November.
Okay, that's realistic. Let's go with Crunk. Crunk, what are you thinking?
Overall, I'm happy for both consoles. Like, everything is selling. Like Barry was saying, people were saying a few years ago, all consoles are gonna die and such and such and such. And I guess a lot of gamers are proving all these people wrong and saying, like, no, like, we want these systems and we want these games. The PlayStation Slim actually surprised the hell out of me. That mofo is selling. And I guess it's because of that price. You can't beat 212. Like with the Uncharted 4.
Yeah, that is a hell of a deal right there.
You can't beat that. And I know plenty of people that I know actually know in real life who went and bought the Uncharted bundle for the kids for Christmas. They went ahead and got them, and because I know my Walmart, they were out of PlayStation Slims. Like, them joints, them joints went very, very quick. And also Xboxes too. Like, this was a great Black Friday for just getting consoles in general. Like, and then they was just, I hope nobody got with them TVs though. Like they was giving away the TVs, and I'm like, yo, I hope y'all like actually paying attention to what they trying to sell you.
Yo, somebody came up to me at work asking me, yo, should I buy the TV? I was like, how much is it? She's like $199. I was like, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Was it 4K?
Nah, it wasn't 4K. It was like a old school. It was probably like, I think it was the model year was 2014.
Dog, these people, they were going crazy for these 4K TVs for like $300-$400. I'm like, hey, yo, fam, do you check out the specs on that? Like, you sure you want to cop that?
And those ain't real 4K either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like they was like, well, we're gonna give you an Xbox and get you a TV. And I'm looking at y'all, but you don't get got. Like you casuals.
What's it? The
Westinghouse or something like that.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
Some of these casuals got. But yeah, overall, I think it's good for everybody. We got tons of sales. A lot of games got discounted. Some games you might not have thought about getting, but you got it anyway because the price was just too good not to get it. When it comes to just actual overall sales and stuff like that, I think PlayStation might take it out for November. I've been saying this for the longest that I thought Microsoft was going to win September. I thought they were going to win October. I even said August. I said I didn't think July though. That was the only month I was like, I don't know. But all the rest of the months, I had a feeling Microsoft was going to win those months. But November was always a toss-up because I know they had Watch Dogs 2, and I know PlayStation had a lot of things for November. So I was like, it's going to be a dogfight in November. And then I also know that Microsoft, with their pricing, they always throwing everything out there when it comes to like bundles and stuff in November. But I think Sony may have it because the Slim did better than what I thought it was going to do. The Slim is really selling.
A lot of people forget too that they also have a Final Fantasy 15 bundle. I even forgot about that.
Yeah,
I saw it in the Facebook group.
Forgot about that.
That's a PlayStation only bundle?
Yeah, PlayStation only bundle.
It was a themed console, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I forgot about. I'm glad you said that because I.
Where was that at?
Yo, I forgot about it until I seen it in the Facebook group. People was posting.
Yeah, people was buying it.
I was like, oh damn, I forgot all about this console.
Was it like only at select retailers?
I forgot too.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
It's in the group. Like people, is it?
But where can you buy it? Is it an online only thing? Is it like a GameStop, Best Buy thing? Like, because I haven't seen it. I haven't
seen that anywhere.
Let me check Amazon.
No, I knew they had one, but I forgot about it. I do remember Final Fantasy having one. No, they do got one.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
And I know that thing is gonna sell out in Japan. But it's a slim.
It's already.
Version, it's not the I don't think it's the Pro. It's the Slim.
Yeah, it's the Slim. Yes.
Yeah.
And I do apologize for.
It's the Slim.
I apologize for having those issues. I don't know what's going. Ever since Time Warner was bought out, I've had horrible internet connections.
I got that same internet, bro. You scaring me now. Like I don't want them problems.
Be fearful. Be fearful. This was not a consumer friendly merger. So so are we still on the same topic? Who's
yeah? Mamacita is next, sir.
Well, I mean, listen. If we're gonna go by what we saw when we walked in the stores, my local Target, I saw Xbox One S's and PlayStation 4 Slims and Pros stacked, both of them. But in my local Walmart, they were both empty. So I don't know how to judge NPD based on what I see when I walk into my local stores. But what I do like to see is the competition. And one thing I have to agree with what Red Dragon said, just to piggyback on that, I think Sony does almost have to win November. So to say, even and honestly, even if it's close, I still think that's still a good victory for Xbox because we all know how many NPD months has PlayStation had out of the past 24
countless
36 countless. They've owned almost every single one. So for the Xbox to get any, to be honest with you, it's kind of like, oh wow. So I do think that is going to be close. I don't know who's going to win it because Xbox One Slim has been on the uptick the past couple of months. I think a lot of 360 owners are going out and buying Xbox One S's. A lot of Ps4 owners are going out and saying, okay, well, you know what? I have a reason to buy Xbox One S, or they feel like they do. So I think that's why the uptick. And then, of course, with the November slew of games and new hardware, I think it is going to be a battle. But who wins that? I don't know. Well, Xbox One took Black Friday. PlayStation took Cyber Monday. I mean, this is just a battle. And I sit back and I honestly don't give a rat's patootie who wins it.
You can say ass if you want to.
I want to say it. I'm gonna give a rat's ass. All right, I said it.
You're such a bad girl.
Yeah, but I don't care about NPDs. I really don't. I kind of laugh when I see all the jargon going back and forth about who win it, and I'm like, who gives a damn? Because I don't. But hey, I want to see the both be successful. But I don't know who's going to win it. I just don't. I think it's going to be close. Whoever pulls it out, I don't think it's going to be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or 100,000 like we did last month. I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference.
I mean, I honestly...
go
ahead.
The Final Fantasy bundle, the limited bundle, is only at GameStop. So
that's what it is.
Okay.
Gamers ain't really going to GameStop that much anymore.
Because I think Kev posted pictures of it on Twitter from like people buying it and purchasing it.
Yeah, that's how I found out.
That's GameStop online only purchase.
Nah, only at GameStop. They only selling it at GameStop.
Yeah, that joint is no sale.
I was looking at Best Buy, Amazon. I didn't see it, and then I went to GameStop. I was like, oh, there it is, right there. And it said only at GameStop.
Oh damn!
But I ain't really gonna say much about the sales thing because I haven't really been tracking it, like talking about. So really, I'm gonna just stay. I think it's gonna be close, and I don't know. I think if Xbox does win, that would be huge. I do agree because what would this be? 5 months in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And what would you say, Nickodemus? Think about if Xbox pulls it off in November. What would you guys say to that?
What would I say? I would say there is a God and you should believe in miracles.
Oh, I should have known.
I would say bow down and worship him.
I should have known.
But
straight from the stables. I should have known. Why even ask?
But I mean, I think it'd be a great accomplishment. No, all jokes aside, it'd be a great accomplishment. I mean, it's almost half a year, for them in a row. So it'd be a great accomplishment, but it'd be close. So I'm not really going to guess who's going to win. Like I said, I haven't been tracking it like that. I haven't paid attention to Black Friday. I didn't even go out for Black Friday. I hit in my house, man. Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm like, I'll go get Final Fantasy Friday or something.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get punched in the face out there.
For me, I honestly believe that it, like Dragon and Mamacita said it, I think Sony will take November, or they need to take November. I think it's more important for Xbox to actually take December and January. Reason being is because the Pro did drop in November. It's a major selling point. The Slim with the Uncharted 4 bundle was a major selling point. The Final Fantasy console was a major selling point. I think it's more important for Xbox to take a month like December, because you'll get a better gauge of what's going on, because you had a buttload of gamers go out and buy the Pro. So I think December and January, when things are a little bit more even, I think that's a better tell on where we are now.
They're not winning in December. Last Guardian come out in December.
Boy, listen,
that's a system seller. That's a system seller.
Anybody who wants that game already has a PS4.
Nope, they're getting it in December.
Because don't the Last Guardian got a bundle or something?
Oh yeah, it's fire too.
Anybody who wants that game already has a PS4.
Not everybody. Not everybody, son. Not everybody.
I think a lot of people gonna run out in December and buy the PS4 because of the Last Guardian that doesn't have one. That's what you're saying?
I think there's a lot of people.
Hell no.
I want to hear him say it. Please say it. So
I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, say it so we can. It's live. Say it, Nick.
I already said it. I think there's gonna be
one more time.
I think there's gonna be a lot of people that go out and buy a PS4 for The Last Guardian. I'm gonna say it. You want me to say it again?
You agree with this?
For The Last Guardian, I do agree with some sort. I think it's going to be more of the people that haven't had a PlayStation yet. They will probably get this. I don't know. I don't think this game is going to sell like that, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. I don't think this game is going to sell. As far as a console seller, no, I don't think it's going to be a console seller. But yeah, the people that have a PlayStation is going to get this game. But I do think that PlayStation is going to win December as well. I don't think Xbox is going to any other month.
Ever?
Not ever, but for the year.
So you guys heard it here. Nickodemus is full of shit because ain't no way in hell.
I'm telling you, when they win December, December, y'all gotta say I'm right.
No. That wasn't your point, Nick.
No,
your point was
when they win December, y'all gotta say I'm right.
Your point is the last Guardian's gonna push consoles like that. Even Jay Barry, who was Mr. PlayStation Nation himself.
Hey, Jay Barry isn't as light skinned as I am, so he's not right all the time.
That's bogus. Come on, that's bogus with the light skinned brother stuff. Now I think all the people that I saw, was it at E3 or was it E3 or PSX? There was like tears in the crowd when the Last Guardian was shown, and those people they gonna run out.
They already got PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are speculating. You don't know that for sure. I'm not saying it's gonna be like a huge thing or nothing like that, but I'm saying it's gonna sell some systems. There's people out there who are going to go out and get it.
System seller. Now it's gonna sell some systems. Don't even try to backtrack.
Yeah, you trying to.
It is a system seller. It is a system seller. I'll stick to that. It is a system seller.
No, a system seller is Gran Turismo Sport. That would have been a system seller for the.
That's a system seller.
Gran Turismo would go buy that.
I think people think Last Guardian is not going to sell. Like, I think it's going to sell well as far as what they forecast the game. It's not going to be like a huge blockbuster. Like, oh, it's going to sell 3 million in the month or something like that. Nah, it's going to hit 1 million. I think. Because I think a lot of people are interested in it just because, like, oh, this is the game that everybody been waiting 10 years for. You know what I mean? People's going to buy it just off of that aspect, just to see what this is about, or, the hype for just to buy this long-ass game. Similar to, like, Final Fantasy 15. A lot of people don't even know what the hell Final Fantasy is, but they will buy this game because, this, in the media, everybody says this game, we waiting so much years. Let me see what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
I'm buying Final Fantasy 15 because of the music, the theme music on the Xbox. Xbox had that special section, and I looked at it and I heard the song. When you go to, you can move between the characters and weapons and creatures, and I heard the music. That sound score just won.
The music that good?
Yes, it's that
like
good.
The second person I heard say that.
It is that darn good. Yes, it is darn good.
You lost your mind. You thought Final Fantasy fell off to the music? That's one thing they'll never fall off on.
So while we're on the topic of Final Fantasy 15, I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. We're gonna start with Dragon. It brings reports, and like I said, I haven't seen this firsthand. It's just stuff I've seen, on different articles saying that Final Fantasy 15, as far as the best performance you can get, it starts with the PS4 Pro after patch, the Xbox One S, and then the PS4. Do you guys not think it's weird that the OG PS4, the PS4 Slim, went for more of a visual? They went more for visuals over how the game runs.
Right. I mean, this is one topic I think we'll just have to bail out on, because I really don't know anything about Final Fantasy. It's one of those games where, like, this is what, the 15th one or some shit. I don't even know, but I've only played one Final Fantasy game, and that was back almost a decade ago. So I haven't been keeping up with it because it's just not up my alley. So I really haven't been up with the news on it.
I can respect that.
Disrespectful. You said one.
But here's the thing, though. In all fairness, I'm somebody that's not privy to Final Fantasy either. I know about the game, but I have never actually ever played one. So Final Fantasy 15 is going to be my first experience with it. And so still, I mean, I think just from what I've done my research the past few days on it and kind of looking at the characters and everything. And it's going to be a little different style for me because I'm normally the Western RPG type. So this is going to be a little different for me, but I love RPGs, and
I think you're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, I think
at least y'all not fronting.
Yeah.
I love Final Fantasy.
Yeah. It's
okay, Jabbar, you playing it. When it comes to the way Final Fantasy plays, is it more important for it to be more visually stunning or the gameplay to be smooth?
I mean, yeah, it's evident that they went for the visuals with the game, but I don't mind when devs do that sometimes because that's just the devs' vision. Sometimes we just gotta let the devs do what they do. If they want a more visual pleasing game. That's their vision for the game. Plus, it's an RPG. There's going to be many areas in the game. There's many situations where you're just exploring. You're just walking around. You're just, it's a much slower pace type game. There's those action, heavy impact parts, but majority of the game you're going to be, role playing. You're walking around, you're checking your stats, you're upgrading, you're doing all that stuff. So you're not really too much have to rely on perform. I'm not saying that performance is bad, don't go for it, but I'm just saying like the type of game that it is or what they're going for, I think they nailed it as far as the visual aspects. Playing it now, even the performance on the game, it runs smooth. I don't see what everybody is saying, talking about, oh, it's not running too smooth, because a lot of people, I think they misinterpret like Digital Foundry, or they don't know how to take they don't know how to take what they said into context of what they're saying, where people was like, oh, it runs bad, it drops 2 frames. We can't even see that ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, only reason why we know that.
Frame pacing or something like that. They were saying that happens on the Pro.
Frame pacing, yeah, that's what they were mentioning. If I don't understand that though.
Yeah, you're playing the game. You're not seeing that stuff. So you're not.
You can see it a little bit. Like Maximilian, I saw him playing it, and he was showing it a little bit more, where he was like in some brush area, and when he was running back and forth, you can see how it was like. The frames was dropping a little bit. You could see it through the greenery area, because when you run, the greenery moves. And he was like, just watch this. And he was kind of explaining.
I don't think that's frame. That's just the texture popping in.
No. I'm telling you. He did a live stream. He was live streaming it when it came out the same night. And he was like, it had issues like that with the demo as well. But he was like, it's not profound like it was in the demo, but it's still there a little bit. But he was like, they probably can fix it. I know Court was talking about it too, Bar. Something about the V-Sync or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, Court play on PC, so he's probably going to know. So as a console player, you're not noticing that. I'm telling you that straight up.
Yeah.
So
Dragon, you're a PC gamer, right? I mean, is that stuff like that you notice?
I watched a little bit of the Digital Foundry video on that about the frame pacing. Occasionally, you can see, whenever the frames are out of order. They were talking like, it's something that can be patched. But I think the biggest issue is that you're seeing a lot of games come out on the PS4 Pro that are having some issues. I don't know how bad the issues are on Final Fantasy, but, there's been several titles where they say that some of them run less than what's on the OG PS4. And, some of them are having problems with this frames out of order. And if it's a problem where it just came out and they're going to be patching it, that happens. Look at Xbox One, how poorly the games ran on backwards compatibility whenever that first came out. Now they've got it where it's actually running better on the Xbox One than the 360. So, stuff like that does happen, but it's kind of concerning because I don't think it's that big of an upgrade that people were hoping for.
Can somebody explain to me what frame pacing is exactly? Like, I understand frame rate drops and all that stuff, but what is frame pacing and how does that affect the game?
The way Digital Foundry described it is the frames are out of order, like they're not in the correct sequence that they should be.
So when you're playing the game, how do you tell that it's out of order?
Yeah, how does that affect your gameplay?
Like that's what I understand.
If you could explain that to us noobs.
Yeah,
the best thing I could do is just point you to the Digital Foundry video.
I honestly think like we as like a console gamer, you're not noticing those. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying this. Is it bad or is it need to get fixed? It should get fixed. But I'm just saying like we're not noticing 2 frames dropping.
So basically, you guys heard it here. Remember when everybody cried about the Blades of Grass and Grand Theft Auto on Xbox? Stuff like that don't matter.
Please
you heard
let
it here.
The preacher preach. Thank you. Somebody let the preacher preach.
I don't think anybody said anything about no Blades of Grass in here.
Oh, come on.
No, not in here.
I'm saying like, yo, if the game is dropping like 15, frames, like you're gonna notice that. But
frame rate drops. I noticed.
From what I've seen from Digital Foundry, the game was running solid 30 frames. They were talking about frame pacing, but I'm playing the game right now. I got the game right in front of me. I'm moving around. I'm like, I don't know. I gotta be close to the TV.
He's a PC guy, so I know he notices it. But
so, what exactly is the performance that's better on Xbox One?
The frame
That,
rate. Frame rate is
frame rate, but it's at a lower resolution.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people take out of context. It's like, oh, the game's running worse on PS4. No, it's not. You're running the game at a higher, resolution compared to what the PS4 is, the original PS4 running. Like, yeah, do you expect when we buy this console, are we expecting these frame drops and all this stuff? Nah, you don't want that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're taking something, same CPU that's higher, what's it called, GPU, and then you running it at the, a higher resolution like 4K, and then you compare it to a console that's running it at probably 900p or 1080p. It's like, oh, look, it runs better on the PS4 compared to something that's running it 4 times the resolution. No, it's not. Hey, people's getting out of whack out of 2 frames difference from a 4 times the resolution game to something on this 1080p that's running it 2 frames higher at a certain moment in the game. I don't.
A lot of people I know who got it on Xbox. It was like it's blurry, a little bit. I think even I know some people don't like him, but I know Crap. He was talking about it too because he bought the game on Xbox, and on his impressions he was like it's blurry. So I'm like, I guess that's because of the 720p or whatever. I don't know. I don't know nothing yet till I get me a copy. Friday.
Xbox, I think they're doing the dynamic resolution. I think PlayStation does it too, because PlayStation is 900 in certain areas and it's 1080. It's dynamic resolution, I think, on both.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know because I won't be getting my copy till Friday because I think my GameStop, they ran out of copies. I think it was Monday, Tuesday.
Oh damn!
I know some people was getting them early, and then they ran out of copies, and then the guy told me they'll have some in again Friday. So
I have to say I'd rather a game be smooth and not have the choppiness in my gameplay. I mean, resolution as important as that can be to a lot of people, and I'm not going to say it's not important to me because I do like games to look good. They do help with that immersive feeling, but I also like games to play well, and I want to be able to control my character and for it to be smooth and precision and that's what's important to me more so than the beauty of the look of the game, more so how it feels when I play it.
I don't know why Mamacita act like she plays games. All she plays Killing Floor.
You're telling a lie. I haven't even played Killing Floor 2 yet. I played the heck out the demo. I did. But I haven't even played it. It released what on the 18th, and I haven't had a chance to play it. I was in Vegas last week, so stop spitting out these untruths, okay? All right, don't. You got to spit out facts, Nickodemus. Okay, facts.
Your last live stream speaks different.
Don't even. I like the game, and I'm playing it. I like the game, and I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Killing Floor is dope. Killing Floor is dope.
He hating on it.
Oh, you don't like Killing Floor?
No, he don't like Killing Floor too.
I didn't like it that much. Nope. I was complaining the whole time.
You don't like it because of the frame rate issues?
That's why I'm messing with her. Yeah, it was because of that, and then also just the
gameplay.
I didn't like so many. I didn't like so many elements of that gameplay. I didn't like it.
On the PS4 too, wasn't it?
It ain't got nothing to do with PS4. It's the developers. That's developers. They just bad optimization. They don't got skills. They don't got skills.
Now all you gotta do is
tell the PC people have that problem. PC people have that problem. Come on, Ray. Could you help me out? PC people have that problem.
Yeah, the PC version of that game isn't good from what I heard either.
Oh, no, the PC guys, they beta tested it for the PlayStation guys.
Pretty much.
It's been a few months that I played it. I liked it whenever I played it. I don't recall any issues or anything, but it was a long time. As far as this frame pacing thing, there's actually a story that just came out today, and I just read it just right now for the first time. But they're talking about the frame pacing on Final Fantasy, and they say the issue is where you have a frame and whenever it's moving right, it should stay up on your screen, for instance, for like 33 milliseconds. And what happens with the frame pacing is maybe the frame stays up for 16 milliseconds, or maybe it stays up for 50 milliseconds. So it looks very similar to you, just like it as if it was dropping frames, but it's not actually dropping frames. It's just the pacing of it. But still, they say it gives a judder effect, like it's jarring.
Okay. So this frame pacing thing must be something new, because I mean,
I think
never
that they said
noticed
it's only,
it.
like on the.
I don't think it's new.
A major Digital Foundry made a deal out of it, and now people know exactly what it is because half the people.
Yeah.
It's like teraflops.
Didn't
It's
even
been
know
around, but people are just not talking about it.
Yeah, because
And
I've heard of frame rate
Yeah.
drops, but not pacing.
frame rate
I
drops.
haven't heard that until the last couple of weeks.
Nobody knew what frame pacing was until Digital Foundry said it, and then now everybody knows what it is.
No, frame pacing is nothing new. It's just something I just feel like is nothing really like, you know, we're really gonna notice like that. I mean, yeah, looking at the description that Red was you know, reading, yeah, it sounds like, oh, you might can notice that. But like I'm saying, I'm playing the game right now, and I'm like, okay.
Are you on the PS4 Pro or the regular PS4? Because apparently it's only on one version of the PS4 Pro, I think.
Now I'm on the Pro, and I'm running it at the high resolution mode, and you know, I have HDR off though, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. You know, I can do the other mode, but I'm waiting for that other patch where they're going to give you the 1080p 60. I don't think that's there yet, but
That's the other mode option, like right now, or it's going to be with the patch.
yeah, because right now we have the light mode is the frames mode. That's to run the game at much higher, you know, frames per second, but lower resolution.
Is that steady 60 or just higher frames?
I don't know if it's steady. I don't think so because it don't look like it's 60 in my opinion.
Okay. I like those options that Tomb Raider got. I wonder if they're going to have those same options because, yeah, being able to run 1080 60 is golden to me. But go ahead. Final Fantasy 15, y'all still preaching this gospel? Y'all still talking about it or what?
I think it's ready to move on. I think we gotta milk it.
Demi played that game. He played that game for 15 minutes and said that it had the best soundtrack in the history of gaming. Like,
Oh no, that's false information.
But you know, Jamie like 12 years old, so his opinion don't matter.
oh yeah, his history of gaming is only like a decade. You're right.
The
So,
best
but
soundtrack for a Final Fantasy game is a game right now you can play called World of Final Fantasy. Well, that game is amazing. But yo, I'm really enjoying 15 though, a lot.
I did want to switch it up. Okay, so we've heard over the last couple of days that well, there were rumors about Marvel versus Capcom 4 being announced that, what is it called, the Cap Tournament or Tournament Cup or something like that?
Capcom Cup.
Yeah, it's
So
all,
yeah, Capcom
look,
Cup.
I
So
think the past 2 years it's been at PlayStation Experience. It's like in the same building.
and so yeah, so with that being said, there are rumors that Marvel's Capcom, just like Street Fighter 5, could be exclusive to the PlayStation 4. What are you guys' thoughts about that? If that's true, and do you guys think that it can run? If it is, it can run to the same issue Street Fighter 5 did, which was poor sales.
That's why I'm not falling for all the hype about that. I'm not.
Sales doesn't determine a great game. That's one. Street Fighter.
No, I'm not saying if about it being a great game, and I'm saying if Marvel vs. Capcom, because see, I believe it could have some PlayStation exclusiveness as far as maybe a character, you know, some time DLC, things like that. But some people are saying, a lot of people are hoping that it is exclusive because, you know, people look at PlayStation as the console for fighters. So a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to be the same thing on Street Fighter 5. It's going to be exclusive. So if it is, no, number one, do you think it is? Number two, if it is, could it run into the same issues like Street Fighter 5 with poor sales?
Let me go first because y'all know about these fighting games more than I do, so I'm gonna be quick. Yeah, I think there's a strong possibility it will be exclusive to PS4 only because it is the fighters console. Just look at the plethora of fighting games that's on the system, and then if it is exclusive, I don't think necessarily it's just doomed not to have good sales. It just depends on how Capcom handles the game. A lot of people didn't like the way they handled Street Fighter 5. It turned a lot of people off to Street Fighter 5. So if they handle it a different way, it's going to drive those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Marvel versus Capcom we're talking about. So it's got the potential. Do I think it will be exclusive? I don't think so. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is, honestly.
Okay, for me, I'm not the hugest fighter person either, but I will say this, that what happened to Street Fighter is Capcom's own fault. It is not just because it was exclusive, it was the way that they brought about the content. Even though we knew about it and all this and that, the way they did the content, I feel like they kicked themselves in the ass and they didn't they didn't treat the crowd that needed to be pandered to sell their game. They pandered to the Evo crowd and not the casual crowd, and we see what happened when they did do that. And they started doing things at the beginning of when the game first came out that we were like, what the hell? Like, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this, we don't have that. And people were just turned off by it. And Street Fighter V is a really good dang on game. So I feel like Marvel vs. Capcom, it's got a long tradition. In that if it is exclusive, I still think it's a huge deal for Sony. Especially at this time right now, especially because of how Marvel is, even though Marvel and Fox and the characters and they can be assholes and all this other stuff, but the way the Marvel universe is looking right now, and Spider-Man is making a comeback and all these Marvel characters are doing this in the movies, and it could be a really huge deal for Sony. But Capcom has got to do it right the first time. They can't be, well, we're going to do it right later and we're going to pander to evil crowd first. Because with Street Fighter V, I hope they learn their lesson. Because the game is good. I just hope they learn their lesson from Street Fighter V.
Crunk, get out the basement. The tornado is gone. Can't hear you, fam.
Very disappointing.
I just hope they.
I thought it was just me having issues.
Fang was being quiet. He's like, "Oh, this is embarrassing. I can't hear her." She's okay. She's gone. Pray for her. She's gone.
We can't hear her. Let her know she can't.
Oh,
all right. Let's move on. Barry, what you think, brother?
First, my opinion is that I don't even think the rumor is real. Be honest with you, I just feel like it's a lot of just policy issues for that game to even exist right now. Maybe they are patching some up in the background. I don't know, but I just don't see it happening. But if it is real, it's gonna be it's gonna be a game that a lot of people is gonna buy. I don't think it's gonna have that Street Fighter V issue if it's exclusive, due to the fact that it can appeal to a lot more people on the Marvel side. Because there's gonna be people that love Marvel. It's gonna buy this game like, oh, I get to play as whatever. But fundamentally, I didn't like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 like that, so I'm not really like hyped for this game. If they bring it back to like Marvel vs. Capcom 1 or 2, then I'll be a little bit more high. I gotta see the gameplay, see how it is, the mechanics and all that stuff. Because 3, even though 3 is very popular, I feel like 3 is just a very cheesy. It was just overdone. You know what I mean? Like, you can get, if you make one mistake, you're done in that game. People hit you with a 99 hit combo, you guys done, right there, easily. So I'm not really too hyped for the game, but I don't think that it will, fall in the same category as Street Fighter V as far as, if it's exclusive, people won't buy it. Because I just feel like this game can appeal to a lot more, people, a broader audience out there.
They better not take the Destiny approach with this game like they did with Street Fighter V. That's all I gotta say.
And plus, you might not get. They saying you might not get the X-Men character, so that's a huge.
That's what I was about to say.
I heard that too. I heard that too.
I played this game in the arcade, and I love playing with Wolverine and Gambit. And to hear that they wouldn't be on that kind of made me mad.
Yeah,
they better be on there.
What's the point? What's the point of it all then?
It's the other Marvel characters like the Fantastic Four. So one of the best characters in Marvel is Capcom, or 3, or it's Doom. So no Doom, a lot of people is going to be tight. The hardcore people is going to be tight at that. So
I like Wolverine and Magneto.
That's why Magneto's is an OP character too. That's why I don't think it's real, because I just feel like Fox has their hands on certain Marvel characters, and they're not just going to give that up like that. But I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
Red, what's your thoughts, brother?
I actually agree with the lady about talking about Capcom earlier. I think that the Street Fighter V ordeal was all Capcom and the way they launched that game. I don't think it really had anything to do with being exclusive to the PS4 or anything. So, I mean, if they do end up coming out with it, I think it'll do fine, depending on the quality of the game and if it has all the features that should be there from the very get-go. But I think Street Fighter was a little lackluster as far as that goes whenever it first launched.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yes. Go ahead and finish your point.
Yeah, like a Red Dragon was saying, I just feel like that game was rushed out and for the Evo crowd, and Capcom just thought Casuals just gonna be like, oh, we'll pick it up later. Nah. Once you lost that hype, and them cats was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just being real.
So, Crunk, what do you think about if it's true there not being any X-Men characters? That was part of the rumor.
Expected. I mean, you gotta for people who know about Marvel and Fox and the marketing rights, and it's a lot of characters that are loved that ain't gonna be in the game. I mean, it's just it is what it is. I'd rather have it and then figure something else out than to not have the game at all.
So would that hurt the sales bar, you think?
No.
With X-Men not being there?
Because of the Marvel universe, though, you got to realize they've been building this Marvel universe, dog.
I think some of the characters that possibly might not be in there is some of the most popular characters in that franchise. So
for the people who've been playing it for a while, because folks ain't finna be, oh man, I want to play Marvel's Capcom 4 because I got to play as fucking Ant-Man. Like, no one's saying that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, that's why
Nickodemus want to be Ant-Man.
We don't know.
Nickodemus want to be Ant-Man, don't you, Nickodemus?
Nah. Nah.
That's why I said.
Yes, you do. Go ahead. No. Where he want to be Ant-Man.
No, it's Wolverine or bust. I'm sorry. Ant-Man.
That's why I said.
What did that nigga gonna do? Really? Come on.
Fox the one who
I don't even understand why Ant-Man exists. He pisses me off every time I see him.
Would you guys have rather seen another Capcom versus SNK?
Capcom versus SNK, that was a great game, but I was more. I like the first two Marvel vs. Capcom more.
Marvel vs. Capcom isn't a bad game. It's just that Marvel and Fox and it's just the licensing issues, man. They just don't want. I'll say this much: if Spider-Man is in that game, I already know Sony got it. If Spider-Man is anywhere near that game, I feel like they got it because it's been a long time coming for Spider-Man when it comes to Sony because they gave it up and it's been gone for a hot minute. So I guess we'll see. I think it's a huge deal if Sony does get it.
Yeah, that's a big game. I mean,
that's a big game.
It's
it's just as big as Street Fighter. I feel, especially in like if we talking about Evo. Like I think those are like the main two fighters at Evo, if I'm not mistaken. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Street Fighter 4. Those are like some of the big grand finals.
Capcom had to, they lost the publishing rights or the marketing rights to all the Marvel characters, but that's why they took them all from the store. All the Marvel games, they took them all down from the store. But that game is still being played, competitively, even casually to this day. That game is still popular. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I don't like it personally, but it's still popular.
I think 3 and 2. I think 2 was bigger than 3, wasn't it? On the Evo state.
2 was. Yeah.
I think 2 was way bigger than 3.
I have a PlayStation, so I wouldn't be bothered if it came out to be exclusive. But I'm sitting here like, I remember when Street Fighter 5 came out to be exclusive, and Phil Spencer came out and said, "I will make this up to the Xbox. I will make this up to him."
I remember that.
And remember that. And I've been waiting. I'm like, okay, so what is he gonna do to make it up? To make it up to the Xbox gamer. So if this come out to be exclusive too, so I'm sitting there like, all right, now you gonna. Come on.
Why don't they get Soul Calibur? That game ain't been out in for a long time. Not even just. I mean, let me ask y'all a question for people who have Xboxes who play fighters. What fighters are on Xbox?
Oh damn.
Killer Instinct.
I'm
saying other than Killer Instinct, it's what?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat X
on there. Yeah.
And Naruto. Ain't Naruto on there too?
Yeah, Naruto is on there.
Okay.
Oh damn.
And I know PlayStation. I know Bar. I know you know more about all the fighters on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I got like.
Oh, Blaze Blue, yeah.
I got like 16 fighters.
No, I'm saying I know you know more about it than me. The only ones I know is King of Fighters. I know Guilty Gear.
I also have the backwards compatibility.
Who understood
backwards compatibility don't count?
Yes, it does. It's still on there. It's still on there. Can I play it on my
Ain't got nothing to do. Ain't got nothing to do with this generation.
Don't even try. Can I play it on
Xbox One? It's on Xbox 360. That's Xbox 360 game. It's not Xbox One game.
So no, don't change up the.
Ain't the same. Sorry.
And I answer the question. Don't
PC don't matter
because you don't have.
I agree with Nick on this one. If it's not
of course you're gonna say that. You guys don't have PC. Of course you're gonna say that.
Nah, it's an Xbox 360 game, man.
Wait, which game?
We're talking about the
She's
fighters.
talking about the fighters that are on Xbox 360. That's what she's talking about. She's trying to bring that
I
into
just
You
play.
play them on Xbox One?
Yes.
Then they count.
Nope, they don't. I'm sorry.
What?
Xbox One don't have fighters like that.
All the games, all the fighters that's on PS now, those count?
Yeah. Can you play them on PS4?
Yes.
Then they count.
Oh, all right.
Oh God, you guys with this backwards compatibility stuff.
I
Y'all
don't
killing me.
hate.
I need y'all to get out the
Don't hate 'cause
Stone
you gotta
Age.
play- you gotta pay
I need y'all to get out the
play.
Stone Age.
Don't hate.
We are talking about now.
Okay, because you gotta
People,
pay
we're
to play
talking
the
about now.
game.
That's just a genre Sony has, locked in seal. Like, Xbox,
I'm seeing like,
Xbox got, racers locked. I think PlayStation has got fighters hands down because that Xbox D-pad is terribly.
terribly.
Have you played? You got an Elite controller?
The Enlighten.
Yeah, I had an Elite controller. Yes, I did.
You had?
Yes, I had.
I
don't currently have an Xbox no more, man.
I prefer controller.
What happened? You got rid of your Xbox?
Day.
Yo, it's a long story, man.
Barry don't like games, man.
Nah. I felt like 2016. This is me personally. This is not knocking anybody. I felt like 2016 was a horrible year for Xbox, and I just felt like, yo, I at the end of the day, you can always catch Xbox on a sale. So I'm like, yo, I'm not really losing out. So I had the Xbox One S, the 2 terabyte, and I sold it for $280 to my friend.
You sold it to get that 4K and that PS Pro?
Nah, because the money that I got from that, the funny thing about it, the money that I got from that, I'm actually going to put towards the tournament that I'm having up for Street Fighter 5. So that's going to be used for the giveaways and stuff like that.
But games, and like in March, we got games like Scalebound and stuff dropping. Like, you ain't interested in games like that?
He'll get one next year.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in Scalebound a lot. Yeah, but I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what's the release window or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, games like I bought Record. I didn't even touch it because I was just so busy on Ps4. Like, it was just a constant flow of a game. I said next month was another game. Next month another game. And I play like RPGs. I play my shooters. So I'm heavily invested in these games. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, yo, I didn't even have no time to play Record. So I was like,
I see where you're coming from. I mean, I think people, when you say that, they kind of be like, oh, you're just being biased and stuff. But I can testify to that. Like, when you're being
biased.
I'm not gonna say like it's like Xbox sucks or anything, but for me, I got an Xbox One, I got a PlayStation 4. I'm always on the PS4 because there's just so many different types of games that I like to play on there, and it just keeps me busy. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, it just keeps me busy.
Let me poke a hole in that. Let me ask you a question. So when you play a PlayStation game and you beat it, right? You turn your you done for the day. You done for the game. You turn your console off, right? What's stopping you from? What's the difference between turning off and on your PlayStation and turning off and on your Xbox? If you got an Xbox game that you want to play, you looking forward to playing, you not gonna play it because you don't want to turn the console on. You said PlayStation keep me busy, so when you beat,
that's not the thing. No, that's not the thing. That's not the thing. You have to make decisions. No, from my perspective, I'm gonna say you have to make decisions. So like right now on PlayStation, I got like 3 or 4 games that I'm playing at the same time, plus a couple other games I need to get to. On the Xbox side, I got like 2 games that I'm interested in. That I'm kind of juggling right now. So when you look at that, it's like, I'm going to be gravitating more towards, the console that has the more games that I want to play. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, with the Xbox, it's primarily for my exclusives, you know what I'm saying? So everything on PlayStation, third party, is going to be on PlayStation. And of course, the exclusives, which they have more on there. So it just keeps personally me, it just keeps me really busy. You know what I'm saying? I actually have to schedule time. I got to schedule time to make time for the Xbox at this point. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. It's just facts. That's just my life right now.
If you got it for the exclusives, then say that. But I think it's just kind of, it's just kind of, it just baffles me when I hear people say, oh, I have an Xbox and I never turn it on. And, I mean, I have a PS4 and I have an Xbox One. Have I been on my PS4 the past 6-7 months? No, I have not, because I have 222 games on my Xbox One that have been really keeping me busy. But does that mean that there aren't games on the PS4 that I wouldn't play or want to play? Of course there are. And when I have time to where I can get to a number of those games that I want to play, I would do so. But I'm not going to say my PS4 is sitting here getting dusty and just dismiss it and say there are no games on here, because there are plenty of games. I'm a gamer. And I don't care what system the game is on, I want to play it. So
No,
Doc,
yeah, I'm not saying
I'm
that.
not saying
I'm not
you.
saying that.
Not
what I'm
you,
saying.
Nickodemus, not you, but I'm saying people will say that, you know, they would try to dismiss the system and the games that are on it because I haven't played the game. I haven't turned it on much. So that means there aren't any games on it to play. And I'm just saying that's bogus.
This is what I'm saying, because like I honestly don't think Xbox is a bad console. I tell this to people all the time. Like when you see me like joking around, you know, console war stuff, that's just you know we fighting back and forth. But I don't think it's a bad console. It's just at the time I wasn't using it, and for PlayStation was just so much stuff coming out. You know, my money was going towards a lot of things.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? I got this tournament coming up. I can use this extra money for boom, boom, boom right there. But even in 2017, I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, I did a video on my channel. I'm looking at 2017. I'm like, yo, I don't think I would even touch this Xbox if I kept it, because a lot of the games that I do like, as far as genres, is all right there in those first 3 months of the PS4 in 2017. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah,
and I get that. That makes sense.
2017 is gonna be crazy for PlayStation when it comes to like JRPGs and smaller games, and then February the bigger games start to come out.
Yeah, JRPGs, I get that.
Now, Dragon, I remember a couple of months ago you did a video said you got rid of your PS4. Did you get another one yet?
No, I had given it to my dad, but then he gave it back to me.
He said, "I don't want this shit."
Oh,
Basically did. He was never going to use it for gaming. He was using it for like a Blu-ray player or something. But he said it's just too damn loud. Which that was my complaint with it. It sounded like
women streaming. And it's eat bananas on streaming.
No,
you're looking at that.
No, but I've got it, but I still have not hooked it up yet. It's been sitting there for like months, and like it goes like what Mamacita said. It's not because I don't think it's a good console or whatever. I haven't turned on my Xbox in months. Like every game that I want to play, it's also on PC. So if I've got the option, I'm always going to go for the game where I can play it at 60 frames per second. And to me, that's what kills me about these consoles. What's that?
You just got a new rig, didn't you?
Yeah, I just bought one. Well, I ordered it on Cyber Monday, so it'll be a couple of weeks before it gets here.
Now, for the people who didn't catch that video, why did you buy instead of build?
So, I went through the build, and I was just saying sometimes, even though it's kind of common thought that you can always build one cheaper than you can go buy it, some of these sites sometimes run really good deals. And so, like, I ended up buying one or building one for like $15.88 total. That's shipping everything. Whereas if I would have went out and bought all the parts individually and tried to build it myself, it was going to cost over $1,600. Actually, a lot more than that, because I would have had to pay taxes and shipping on some of the items and things like that. Plus, I got a ton of free stuff. So I was just letting people know, sometimes, even if you're worried about PC gaming, a lot of people don't want to mess with it because they don't know how to build one or don't know what to. But there's a lot of sites out there that basically hold your hand through it. And sometimes you can get better deals going through those sites if you catch them like on a sale, like I did on Cyber Monday or Black Friday or whatever. They do a lot of different sales throughout the year, and it makes it really easy. And like PC gaming is really good to get into right now, because a lot of these games, we're talking about Street Fighter V earlier. It's on PS4, but it's also on PC. A lot of games on Xbox. Pretty much all Xbox games now are also on PC. So good time to be a PC gamer.
I should have got a PC instead of an Xbox.
Shut up. Nah, no lie. I think 2017 would be my year to build a PC, because at this point, I mean, I'm still getting Project Scorpio. Like, there's no doubt about that. E3, because I'm pretty sure that's when they're going to reveal it. So I can't wait to be there for the reveal. But I still think, even though I will be buying a Scorpio next year, I think 2017 would be the year I as well go ahead and build that PC. I think it's time.
Yeah.
The parts are getting so cheap.
You're really gonna do it?
Yeah, it's time, bro. It's time. Like, I honestly, no, don't get me wrong. I'm all about the game. The gameplay has always been what's important to me. But like Red said, like, I want to play in the lock 60. Like, the games don't need to be like Killing Floor 2. It's unacceptable that if you're on console, you got to play the game at 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
Killing Floor 2, that's a great game, man. I love that game.
It's a fun game, but it shouldn't be 30 frames per second, bro. It's so
It's too sluggish.
We
But it's
streamed
also
it.
$39.99. So let's not forget. Not saying that it shouldn't be 60 frames per second. I'm not saying that. But the game is $39.99. It's not.
They could have did that a whole lot better. I get it's only $40, but they could have optimized that a whole lot
But
better.
it's an old game though. It's been out on PC. Dragon, how long has the game been out on PC? It's been out for a long time.
It's been in beta.
Like I said, I
beta though
played it
the whole
months
time.
ago. But I mean that would probably suck playing that game at 30 frames per second.
It did suck. During the stream, you could hear me and Nickodemus almost crying. It
was, but I still have fun. I still have fun playing the game though.
You need a pro, man.
Why am I get a pro when a Scorpio drop next year?
But Scorpio don't have Killing Floor 2.
And
yeah, you got a point. Look at Frank.
But he
I'm gonna kick Jabari out the podcast. Hold up.
PlayStation got them games for you.
Okay, you know what?
I'm not saying that it might not come to Xbox. It's highly possible it does. But.
I do want to get some perspective between two of the Sony guys really fast. Nick, according to Jabari, Gears 4 trash, bro.
What?
This true?
Well, Bari did say that the mechanics in the order. I remember he said that the mechanics in the order are better than Gears.
Lies.
Gears of War.
Who said that?
Yeah, Jay Bari said this.
No, he
yes,
didn't.
he said
Not
this.
the
Yes,
Jay
he did.
Bari that's in our podcast.
I totally disagree.
No,
I totally disagree with that.
Let me tell you the reason why I said that.
Because
the order for me, it ran smoother than Gears. And when I say smoother, I feel like Gears is very clunky. Like I'm not used to that type of play. Like the order was very much reminiscent of like Uncharted. I'm already used to that. That's why I was saying that. You know, as far as Gears, I feel like to run, I don't like how you got to press what is it, X or B or A, whatever to run. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I'm used to clicking on, the L3 button or something. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's the reason why I say ran better, because I just felt more at home playing the order than Gears.
That was just your preference, though. That don't mean it exactly ran better or was better. I mean, Gears of War to me is just. It is the cover-based third-person shooter. There's no comparison. Like I really feel that way. Like did you really say it was trash? Sir?
Wait a minute. In defense,
did you really say it was trash?
In defense of now that I hear him explaining his point, I can understand that, because Nickodemus, you know that I was new to Gears and coming in, so I had to learn the controls, and it was a little. Cumbersome for me to get it. If you're new and you're coming in to it can take a little bit getting used to. But once you play it, it becomes second nature, just like any other game.
It's pressing the A button.
I'm not a fan of Gears. I just hate how when you run, the screen be shaking. I can't stand it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but I had issues with Uncharted. I felt, when I was playing Uncharted, it feels clunky. Last of Us felt clunky to me. It was just, it was just, oh my gosh, I had that same mindset. Oh my God, this just seems weird to me, the control. But if that's something you're used to, it won't feel like the person coming in new to it.
This is one thing I like better in the order too, as far as how to snap into cover. You had two options basically, where you can either just use the left stick, you know what I mean? And that's just naturally flown for me. It felt like it was just natural. Or you can just press the circle button and you snap into it, similar to like Gears. But just having that option, I felt was like, okay, I just like that better. Where Gears, I just think you got to press what? B, or I don't know the Xbox one like that, B or something, I don't know. But I'm not saying that Gears is a bad game. I just felt like people was overhyping this story for 4 than what it really is, because
your story was good, bro.
From what I've seen this story from A to B, man, and I'm just like, okay, hard mode, okay, I got you. Okay, another hard mode, okay, I got you, cool. Okay, you gonna end it. Oh, another hard mode. All right, cool. Nothing was really like brought to the game that was innovative to me, except for the end with the big mech. You know what I mean? But I'm not even gonna spoil it for anybody that didn't play it or whatever. But I just felt like the game, I just like, all right, this is the 4th game. What did you bring new towards it? You know what I mean? Other than you have a new gun.
Wait a minute. Everybody in here has played Gears, right? Gears 4?
Yes.
No, I haven't played 4.
I would say, you can just say spoiler alert and just keep going. But Gears 4 story was amazing. I mean, I think you really have to play the other Gears to really understand it. But I love the story on Gears 4. That's just me.
So 4 out of
the story
series, how does 4 story hold up.
I'm not even talking about the story. Let me rephrase. I'm not even talking about the story. I'm talking about just the mechanics itself within the game, the gameplay. I just felt like, yo, I was watching my friend play this joint. I'm like, yo, you're doing another horde mode, my G. Like, they put in the horde mode within the single player aspect of the game. Like, isn't that a separate, mode? But yeah, it's in the single player. You know what I mean? I just felt like that was a weak cop out, in my opinion. But,
in a way, I think they did that too much in the story. I don't think it was a bad addition to the story. I think it should have just been the one time, like at the one towards the end, right before you get to the mechs. I think that should have been the only time they did the whole horde thing. The rest, I think, was kind of overdone. I will give you that. Did I lag out?
No,
I know we heard it.
I think everybody was shocked that you just agreed with the point that I made.
Yeah, we was in shock. We were like, oh, wait a minute, what?
They was like, yo,
What's happening here?
Mario Fame just had a moment. Like, what the hell?
Last thing I want to get to, I kind of want to film this Gears topic. One thing I like about you, Red, is that you do have a lot of enlightenment on your channel. So I do want to ask you a question, because this has been going around about Gears. With the first week sales physical being around 600K, do you with how much the game was hyped, do you consider it only being 600K physical in the first week a flop?
I mean, I really don't follow sales that much, so I mean, it doesn't sound that good, to be honest. Like, whenever you compare it to like Halo or something else, like whenever they were back in their day, with Gears. Like, it kind of goes back to a video I made the other day where it feels like so many people tried to push their games into, this one little period on the calendar where you got to really pick and choose what you're going to play. Like, I've got Gears. I think I've played it maybe 40 minutes or so, maybe an hour, and I haven't touched it since then because I went back to Battlefield and all these other games that I'm really liking. There's just like too many options. And like Gears, I've never been a huge Gears fan. Like, I've played them all, but I'm like Jabari, where they feel like all the same almost to me.
I mean, it's kind of the truth. It's the gift and the curse when it comes to Microsoft sometimes. Like, they bring all their games out during this time of the year, and some gamers pick and choose what they're going to get. And some games I think would do better if they didn't come out during the second half of the year. They would do better in the first half of the year.
But I just think it'd be weird to have a game like Gears or Halo drop in March.
Because Uncharted came out at a weird time, and I think not Uncharted, I think it was Last of Us came out at a weird time, and it did great.
It came out like in June.
It came out in like June, July.
Yeah, but Microsoft, they had Horizon 3 and Gears 4. That was the top AAA. I mean, I don't think that's overkill. Yeah, Recore, which is...
I'm talking about like the whole second half of the year. I think some people then sometimes it depends on what the games are beside as well. Like Titanfall 2, for instance.
Right, but those are multiplats.
Going off of what Mamacita said.
I'm just saying games in general, not just in general.
Going off of what Mamacita said, a lot of people was saying like, yo, Gears is the new franchise that's like, the new Microsoft franchise, and is over exceeding over Halo, or is going to over exceed over Halo. A lot of people was hyping the game to be like on that Halo level as far as sales. I'm not saying as far as the game itself, but and a lot of Xbox channels have been saying that. It's like, yo, Gears is the new face of Xbox. I know you probably heard that a lot with this game coming out. And if the numbers are true, we know bundles is not included. We know digital sales is not included, but physical media is still the top, selling media when it comes to gaming. If those are true, that is a flop. Regardless of what people say, that is a flop for the game the first week, because looking at the previous games, it over exceeded that number.
So you said flop because of the franchise, not a flop because of the a video game in general. There's a flop because of how big the game is supposedly is. Is that what you're saying?
Because of the franchise, the lineage of the franchise. This game, the first week in other games, was selling over 1 million. You know what I mean? I think the numbers. I think what's the name? Judgment, a game that people wasn't even like feeling going into that, sold more than Gears 4. You know what I mean?
Really?
So where are we getting these numbers from?
I got it from VG charts.
Okay.
As far as the first week sales, But the other numbers, I don't know. I saw a screenshot of that. I don't know specifically where that source came from.
Did Microsoft ever release the numbers for Gears?
No, they haven't released any numbers. They haven't released any numbers for anything.
That's not a good sign.
We won't know nothing until they release numbers, and we'll continue.
Right.
But they not
speculate. We don't know.
But they're
not releasing numbers.
For Halo,
they're not pleased with it.
They said something about it's a success. But we didn't hear anything from Gears.
Yeah, they gave you a number of sales, like overall with hardware and.
Because I think one time they said something about Halo, and then we didn't hear nothing about Halo sales till like the next year. And then they brought out this huge big sale, and I'm like, so y'all took all this time and then calculated all the sales? Was it first week or? I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but some people actually want to know how it did because you never know if we're gonna get another one.
Yo, Microsoft with Sony like flip flop in this generation, yo, because Microsoft was the sales. Yo, this game did this every year last year.
Yes.
Sony was just like, hey, man.
Last year.
Yeah. And then why are we trying to pit, have Gears versus Halo? It's still Microsoft, it's still Xbox. It's the same system, the same company. I mean, why we got to put, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying why we got to put Halo versus Gears. And I mean, it's still Xbox.
A lot of Xbox guys are doing that. I mean,
I don't get that.
Guys.
Yeah, and I hear you. And you're right. I'm just saying, I don't get that. Like, what difference does it make? Who's the face of Xbox? And honestly, Gears isn't going to take that crown. I can walk right now into my local Target, and I'm going to see all kinds of Halo toys all across Targets.
It's going to be Master Chief.
I'm not going to I'm find one Marcus Phoenix, not one toy dot anywhere. And that's the
man
of the beast.
Here's my thing. I think with the two games, I am more on the side of Gears right now because I was, even though I did enjoy Halo 5, don't get it twisted. I enjoyed Halo 5, I enjoyed the multiplayer, and I enjoyed the campaign. I'm still a little butthurt about the bit of false advertisement that went on with the Halo 5 story, because I expected, this big man hunt and these two, and it turned out they had like this one little rinky-dink fight scene. Like, all right, man, we cool, yeah, we cool, brother, and that was it.
Yeah.
I know some people who wouldn't say that when it first came out, but now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, well, Halo said. I'm like, well, when people were saying this before, you were saying, oh, they just hating and they're fanboys and stuff. But some people complained about this at the beginning, but people just didn't want to hear it. About that same thing you were saying. They was like, man, I'm pissed off. Like they sold us a dream and we was thinking we were gonna do this and that. And we only played Master Chief 3 times.
Because I listened to all the audio logs. It was Michael Key who did the audio logs leading up to the game. It was like a bunch of like 15-minute audio things he did. Like, it was like one a week leading up to the game. If you listen to the audio logs, you was just like, oh my God, this game finna be fire. It went from a bunch of perspectives from Locke and things leading up to it. And when you got the game, you was like, what? And I don't know if they just changed direction, mid-development or whatever the case may be, but I think that's why I'm leaning more towards Gears right now, because Halo 6, it might not be day one because I hate the direction they went with the story. It just didn't make sense to me.
I mean, to me, the stories got just too damn confusing, and I've played them all, and I can't keep up with what the hell's going on. I just sit there and shoot a bunch of shit, and that's it.
That's specific to Halo 5.
How many people cared about the story in Halo? Honestly,
I did. I actually did.
Most people, it's the multiplayer. That's
Halo 4 story was wonderful.
The single player experience.
The gameplay stuff they added in Halo, I was like, that felt like home for me. Like,
being able to sprint and aim down sights was a hell of an addition. Like, the game, they kept the core mechanics. The game felt fresh to me.
That multiplayer,
but like Dragon said, it did get confusing. I think I had watched. It might have been Podcast Unlocked, and they made a great comparison. Like, it says Halo was just trying to be like Star Wars, like they doing too much instead of sticking to what works. Is you're chief, you're pretty much, you got people around, but you're pretty much alone, and the story makes sense. They're going all over the place, and it's hella confusing. Like, honestly, I watched a video of how I beat Halo 5, but I watched the video the other day, and I watched the ending, and I was like, I don't even remember the ending. I was like, this how this shit ended? Disappointed again.
I just think a lot of Xbox gamers want Halo and Gears story to compete with like Uncharted and God of War. That's what I think. That's why the single player experience has been like at the forefront of
That's
it.
the thing, though. Halo has the potential.
Yeah,
I mean,
again,
it always did. It always
does.
did.
But
It's
that's
just
what I'm
Halo
saying.
5. They dropped the ball big time.
Yeah, I think that's why so much emphasis on the single player experience is on it now than previously. And I'm not saying people didn't care about the story at all. I'm just saying emphasizing the single player experience. I think it's more so because they wanted to compete with Uncharted and God of War because we know the story, those highly story driven games.
I mean, that's the thing, man. With most of Sony's first party titles, the story is really what gets you. And then, I mean, with Xbox, it's usually the multiplayer.
Right.
So,
and the thing is, you can't have both.
Yeah, you can. It's very hard though. It's hard for you to get a game that has a great narrative story and a great multiplayer. I think the last game that truly did both well was probably Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 had a great multiplayer and a great narrative when it comes to story.
I mean, I think Xbox has tried to do something a little different this generation. It's just people like Quantum Break. Folks didn't go out and buy it, so don't expect a sequel. Recoil, I enjoy Recoil. Folks didn't buy it, don't expect a sequel. So Xbox has tried the single player game to get you really into it, a new franchise to make more, but folks they're not going out and buying a game.
Well,
right, exactly.
Quantum Break though, it didn't even have multiplayer. I think that was part of the issue, like, because you're used to that with Microsoft because they include multiplayer. Quantum Break was just too short for the $60 price tag.
That's true.
I mean, I told people that. I love the game. I love the concept of it, but was it worth $60 at launch? No.
You think multiplayer would have worked with that game?
I think it could.
It could have. I think Quantum Break and The Order had more in common than people thought. Because I saw so many people getting on The Order about it being short. But as soon as they started playing Quantum Break, that didn't matter anymore. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I remember when I said Quantum Break going to have the Order effect. But I did think Quantum Break was a good game. I enjoyed that game.
Yep.
Playing that.
But it was just short. And I'm like, so people aren't complaining about it now. But why were they complaining about it so much with The Order? It was the same thing.
But my experience with The Order was really short.
Yeah, I don't think it was
I played 5 minutes of it.
How long it took to beat Quantum Break?
Oh, it took me about maybe
I
about
think
10 or 11 hours. I played it on hardest difficulty.
Was playing it on, I think, streaming it in a 3-minute gamer was streaming it. And he was flying through it. It wasn't even like he was skipping things, and you know how people be doing when they trying to prove a point. They just gonna skip this scene.
Or they'll put it on easy and fly through it.
Yeah, like he didn't do none of that. He was actually streaming the game and he was just going through it. He was like, yo, I gotta actually stop before I beat this sucker. Like, he was like, I'm gonna slow down and I'm not gonna play it no more for a couple of days.
I think people exaggerated The Order too, because The Order took me about 7-8 hours to beat, realistically.
The Order
was just boring to me.
The Order took me like 8 hours. Quantum Break took me like around 7 to beat.
It's about the same.
Yeah, it's
about.
about.
Got me thinking like if that's why I think if Quantum Break did have multiplayer, would it have done better if it had it? Would it have been such a short game? Would people have bought it more if it had multiplayer?
Co-op.
My issue.
It depends if it was good or not.
My issues with the game is not the length; it's just the fact. With Quantum Break, I felt like the support characters was much better than the lead character. That's why
I like Sean Ashmore. I think he did all right job.
I like that. I like
What's my man that was the super agent that he turned a little bit. That dude was much better than
about the main antagonist.
Not the main antagonist. The dude that was in the show, and he had a little wife, and it gave him that backstory on his wife. And
you know what? I got a confession. I didn't watch none of the show, but I skipped past all that because you know what kind of pissed me off. I kind of feel like I didn't watch the show, but I was like, I'm not going to sit here and be taken out of the game to watch this show.
The show was good. The show was
actually really good. I was impressed with it.
Can you go back and watch the show without playing the game?
Pretty sure you can.
Yeah, you can. You can skip the show. Yeah,
You probably can, but
how long does the show? 30 minutes.
I
It's
Yeah,
all throughout
I'd say
the game.
25 minutes.
That's my problem.
Okay.
It was in the middle of the game, and so that's why. Like now, if I can go and watch it without playing the game again, I would do it. But to me, I kept skipping it because it was pulling me out of the game.
I think it goes hand in hand because you got backstory for all these characters you saw in the actual game.
I think it's a lot better approach than having to go fucking read a bunch of shit. Like, you know, I hate these developers who put everything, like, you want to learn about the game, you got to go pick up a book and go read it in the game. Like, to me, that's a lot worse.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the order did that. That's what Christian about the order. It's a lot of
And
walking.
it was something different. It was different. It was fresh for me. And the thing is, I mean, when developers introduce things different and give us new experiences in our gameplay, I mean, I'm not saying we're supposed to just like everything every developer does, but I mean, when they make attempts to give us, you know, to give us something new and fresh, I just think we should. I mean, you know, I don't think we should always just be super critical of everything new that they try, because I actually enjoyed the live action and the background and the stories. I mean, I did. So sorry, fam, that wasn't your experience, but you're not gonna take that away from me, bro.
Now I jip myself now.
I mean, I've said this before when it comes to Microsoft this gen. I think they have taken steps to bring new and different ideas in games this generation. It's just nothing sticking. You know what I'm saying? They've been throwing stuff at the wall and nothing is sticking.
No, I don't think they throwing stuff at the wall. I think gamers keep moving the goalposts.
Well,
that's what I think they're doing. That's what they're doing. I mean, every time they do something,
like nothing is like where it's like.
No, I don't agree with that. They aren't just throwing stuff. Microsoft, to me, this past 2 years have really showed themselves to really trying to listening to the gamers first of all, and really trying to bring us content and features and services that we have been asking for. So, you know,
I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. We're just saying it different. I'm not saying it to be disrespectful, like they just throwing any and everything at y'all. What I'm saying is this generation, I actually feel like they have been trying different things, and just the gamers aren't sticking to them. Like they're throwing these games at gamers, and the games just aren't sticking. And it like you said, some of these gamers just throwing it down, and it's trash, and then it's not doing what I feel like it used to be doing. But I think
we want things, and when we get it, we whine about it.
Yeah, I think the real big thing I really want to see is how people are. I want to know how the what's the name of the game with the dragons in it? We were just talking about it.
Scalebound.
I think out of the games that we know so far that's coming out for Xbox next year, that's the game.
That joint gonna be hot.
Yeah, that's the game I really want to see if people are going to go out and buy it, because I think that can be a franchise if gamers take well to it and it's done well. I think
speaking of Scalebound, Red, I know you said we talked earlier about you've been on PC and a lot of Xbox games are going to PC. I remember Microsoft kind of backtracked by saying every game is going to Windows 10. Do you think Scalebound is going to jump into the list of Windows 10 games?
I think pretty much all the games going forward will be on both the PC and the Xbox. It doesn't make sense for Microsoft not to do it, considering they're getting money whether you're playing it on PC or you're playing it on Xbox.
But what about the games that are going outside of Windows? It seems like some of the games that are going outside of Windows 10 are selling more. I think what was it? Tomb Raider. When they finally put it on Steam, it sold more than the actual Windows 10 version. I was like, damn.
Yeah, but I think games that are, owned by, I think Microsoft, they own the rights to Scalebound, so I don't think they're going to put it outside the Windows 10. If it goes to Windows 10.
One thing Microsoft needs to work on is their store. It sucks.
I heard that too. Some people told me.
I'm looking forward to that Sea of Thieves. I think if they work on that, it'll be a good game.
Sea of Thieves looks dope.
What's exactly
Sea of Thieves free to play?
The Windows 10 store exactly? Because I've heard that from many PC gamers who just do not like dealing with Windows 10 store over Steam.
Yeah, it's just a lot more complicated the way they got it laid out. And a lot of times, if a new game comes out, sometimes I can't even fucking find the game. Like, I'm like, how the hell do I find it? Like, the search doesn't work as well as it should. And I mean, it's gotten a lot better over the last few months, but there's still a ways to go whenever you compare it to like Steam and the way they got.
Because in the Windows store, they're selling apps, games, and movies. In Steam, you've just got games.
Right.
So I think what they need to do, I think they need to isolate the game store, or even just take that out of the Windows Store altogether. Do something where you can just, and you're right, because I've gone in, I've searched for games, and then I can't find it. And then I have to go to Microsoft.com or Xbox.com, and then it'll take me to the link where I just left, and I couldn't find it, but now magically here it is.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Why wouldn't Microsoft just combine the store with the Xbox app and just buy all your games from there? Wouldn't that make more sense? Because you have an Xbox app, and you have the Microsoft Store where you can buy games, but you can also buy games from the Xbox app. Why not just put?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you buy everything, even if it's a Windows 10 game, everything is on the Xbox app.
Because the Xbox app on Windows is actually great. The Xbox app, I love the Xbox app on Windows versus even the phone. They just really need to do some things a little different. But on the PC, Xbox app is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I remember. I think Dragon was talking about he had trouble with Quantum Break too. It was just like you sounded real pissed. You sounded real pissed about that. I think some people didn't get their game day one and.
Oh yeah. That was like the first game that they've released like that, I think, where it was like play anywhere, and then like they took like a week in order to put it out on PC.
And then they gave everybody who bought the Xbox version, they also gave us a key to the Windows 10, and people just gave it away. I thought that was stupid. Okay, I bought the game on Xbox. So it should have been how if you buy it on Xbox, of course you can play it on Windows 10, but they did it where they gave the Xbox gamers also a Windows 10 key. That's why you saw so many giveaways.
Because it wasn't playing anywhere then, though.
It wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't. So now it's attached to your gamer tag.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
So,
but Dragon, would that work if they just combined the store? I mean, just put everything inside the Xbox app. Would that work?
Yeah, I think it's just like we're saying. The problem that Microsoft has is they're trying to sell a lot of things in one location. But I mean, even Steam. Steam started selling applications and things recently, and it's still not nearly as confusing as the Windows Store. I
know the PSN store is gotten tons better than it was last generation. It's a lot easier to find stuff. But they do have their times where we be getting demos and then shit not popping up. And you got to go through loops and searches for it to pop up.
Well, we got to remember Microsoft on desktop. They're competing against Apple and Google as well. So Sony isn't their only competition. You know what I mean? So the app stores and movies and all that stuff.
Apple App Store is the truth. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an Apple fangirl, and they done the truth.
For those of you who are watching, before we get up out, I want to let you guys know that we are giving away an Xbox One S on our website, TiCGN.com. We did announce that Monday during Multiverse, and we announced it yesterday again on the Writer's Block. And I want to let you guys know that giveaway, it will be up Friday or Monday. There are a couple of logistic things that need to be worked out, but we are giving away an Xbox One S, which is the kickoff to our Ticketless giveaway. You guys know during Christmas time, tickets, we give away games. You guys come out to the streams. Different type of competitions, we give the games away, and this is something we like to do. But we did we went over a little bit of time, but it was great having a conversation. So we're gonna get up out of here. But I want everybody to say their piece. I do want to give a big thank you to our guests, Jay Barry and Red Dragon. Man, it was dope having y'all out.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Jay Barry, man, you wanna say your piece, bro?
Sure, man. It's your boy Jay Barry. Thank you guys for inviting me to this podcast. It was very civil. Usually some podcasts when I go into it's not really that civil, out here. But man, it was definitely fun talking to you guys. And if you guys want to, subscribe to the channel, I am a PlayStation channel, so you get a lot of PlayStation news. But I'm just going to be uploading a lot of gameplay, and I'm going to be explaining a little gameplay here and there with Final Fantasy. And a lot of World of Final Fantasy stuff is coming. And I do play COD too, so don't get it twisted. You will get bodied by this RPG guy over here.
He ain't lying either. That is, he thinks the new Call of Duty is great.
Oh yeah.
And then our other guest, the Red Dragon.
Hey, I appreciate you inviting me on, and had a good time.
Well, he's sweet. He's short and to the point. Intro and
Intro
outro.
and
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then we got you know, I haven't called you Miss Minnie in a while. We got the PlayStation Nation, Jalissa.
What's going on, everybody out there? That's favorite gamer girl. Thanks for having me. Thanks for everybody for coming through. Make sure y'all check out my YouTube, Crunk Girl 711 for YouTube. Also check out website sheattack.com, and also Boss Lair is our podcast with some of the girls from She Attack. So make sure y'all check that out at sheattacktv.com. I think that's it. Thanks for having me. Thanks out. Shouts out to my boy Jay Barry. And also thanks for Red Dragon for coming through.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm out.
Then
and
we got my right.
Xbox says $2. I need it.
We got my right hand one man, Miss 2v1 herself, which I think some of y'all one day will understand what that means. Maybe we will let y'all know at PAX. But Mamacita,
you know what?
Real on camera.
We gonna put that out there like that? No, we ain't gonna put that out
on camera, fam.
Yeah, I wanna thank our special guests for coming on tonight as well, and of course. We know how to debate and we know how to keep it civil, and it's all good. But I also want to do a special shout out to one of our to the folks in the chat, to Chris Cobra, and I'm singling you out because I noticed that you tend to be always in our chat, and then you follow me with me as well on my channel. You've come in and you were one of the ones that supported me when I started out as well. But I just want to say fame Nickodemus to the TiC Network, that Xbox One S that y'all gonna give away to somebody. I think you should just go ahead and give it to Jay Barry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking that.
He can sell it.
I'm about to say he might sell it. He might sell it for the Street Fighter 5
I might as
tournament.
well give him the money for it.
Jay Barry know you want it. You want it, don't you, Jay Barry? You know you want that Xbox.
Yo, let me tell you this though: the Xbox One S is a very sexy console. I'm gonna say that. Very console. I did like it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I was just like, yo, you know what I mean? You got this tournament coming, yeah. I bought VR. I bought 4K TV. I bought a Pro. I'm buying all these videos.
See, yeah, go ahead and hook the brother up with that Xbox One S.
Might as well just hand him the money. And then we got my co-host, my light-skinned it brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yeah, we gonna find her one day, fam. There's gonna be a family reunion up in here. Thanks so much to the guests, Jay Barry, Red Dragon. Jay Barry, the only light-skinned person I can tolerate. So appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you, Red Dragon. And then shout out.
I'm about as light skinned as it gets.
That's right. See, you know what?
Oh, we got along all right.
He dropped the mic on you, Nickodemus.
Okay. You claim to be lighter than me. Okay, brother, we got to get a face reveal. We got to get a face reveal going.
You know, Red Dragon, that's White Iverson. What you mean?
Okay.
Respect.
I respect that. But yeah, thanks y'all for coming on, and shout out to the chat. Man, the chat was lit tonight, man. Shout out to Persona up in there, and CLK. They was going back and forth, having some good debates. And then another person in there, Young Savage. He's always joining our stuff, so shout out to him. But yeah, Young Savage, man. And then so yeah, check me out on TiCGN.com. I'm a writer on there. And also you guys can check me out on YouTube if you like. I do a lot of, indie games, a lot of game commentary, typical YouTube stuff. So check me out on there if you like. And other than that, let's have a good night. Be safe. Oh, Crunk. I'm praying there be no more tornadoes for you, my sister.
Yes.
Just stay close to that basement. Stay close to that basement. Just
everything is good so far. Ain't nothing went out and everything like that. And before we end it, shouts out to all of the PlayStation Nation that will be in California this weekend.
Oh man!
Everybody has a great time at PSA. PSA.
Wait, y'all not going? Bro, y'all not going?
Nah,
they're going. Not this year.
I'm not.
You're not going?
Wait a minute.
You're not going?
The reason why we can't look, PlayStation messed up. They did it too late. They told everybody.
Y'all the PlayStation Nation.
Nah, they told us late. I can't do it this year. Like if they would have did it like they did last year in August.
Nickodemus got the Yoshida hookup, and you're trying to tell me?
Nah, Yoshida ain't got.
The council, the PlayStation Nation, we are very deep. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like
So we got
12
a lot of people
and like
going.
it's gonna be mad people there.
Yeah, I know. Y'all come deep.
Oh, so the console going, you just not going, Barry?
Yeah, the
Nah,
concert.
I couldn't go this year. I think they announced a little too late, and plus I'm in the process of like getting like like a house and stuff like that. So
Oh,
but
no, I
that's
feel
what's
you,
up.
brother. Real
Oh,
life.
yeah.
And then they
They
announced
come
it.
first. Yeah.
They announced it way too late in the year. But
if they announced it like in August, like last year, that would have been a.
and we had
I
time.
would have already booked it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be worrying about so many other things.
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah, but
I feel you,
shouts out
brother.
to everybody who's gonna be out there, and I hope everybody has a great time. People can say what they want about PSX, but until you're there and you meeting all the people and seeing all the games, and it's just not the presentation; it's the actual devs you meet.
Oh, it's
people
glorious.
Oh yeah, they just walking
very,
around.
very fun. So
I had fun when I was there. I was at the first one.
I had a ball.
I had a ball. I must say I did.
So it's PSX is nothing like what people think it is. It was so much fun last year, and I'm just hoping that everybody's safe and everybody has fun.
Yeah.
All right. So
Crunk,
like
you not going?
is,
You're not gonna be on the promo? Crunk always on them damn promos.
Yeah, I was on the promo last year. Yo,
She always get a promo. Yeah.
I know she does.
I got lucky, man.
There's gonna be tears in the crowd. Oh. Tears in the crowd.
This was the Inner Circle Double XP podcast, episode 10. Thank you guys once again for rocking with us. Like I said, we're giving away an Xbox One S. Make sure you guys check out the website TiCGN.com for all of your gaming news. And once again, thanks to I don't know what she's laughing about, but thanks to I gotta check the chat. Thanks to the guests once again, and we out of here. Peace.
Oh wow.